Hey guys, Mr. Cheese Gaming here, and welcome back to more of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. Last time we took on the Battle Frontier. Anyways, forget about all that. We're gonna take on the legendary Pokemon. Now, first of all, is Regirock, which can be found here on Route 111. Of course, are gonna have to check out those ruins down at Route 133, or one's at 134. Either way, you're gonna have to check out those abandoned ruins and awaken the Regis and do all that cryptic stuff with the Braille. And once you do that, all these ruins with the 6 docks, they're going to be finally opened. So let's go ahead and check them out. The desert ruins. Now, first of all, you're gonna have to have some HN Pokemon. So make sure to have So I'm gonna have someone with likes HM Power, who has Rock Smash, Aya, who has Flash. Kind of ironic if you know who I named Aya from. And of course, someone who can fly. That's all I really care about. Anyways, read this Braille. It's going to say something different in Ruby and Sapphire as opposed to Emerald. In Ruby and Sapphire, it says right, down, and then use strength. Well, in this game, it's going to be right, down, and it's going to be Rock Smash. There's a big hole in the wall. Well, make sure you have plenty of Pokeballs. What I did, I went shopping and got 87. And I also got ahead and bought 10 at a time. That way I can get a whole bunch of Premier Balls on the way. So 87 Pokeballs, 42. Now, fun fact, if you actually do your calculations, since legendary Pokemon all up until Gen 5, they all had the catch rate of 3, 255, which is the max catch value. Divide that by 3, and you'll get 85. So, legendary Pokemon, full health, no status conditions. Out of 85 Pokeballs, one of them is guaranteed to catch it. But that's gonna take too long. By the way, Premier Balls, they're exactly like Pokeballs, they just look different. Of course, that's going to be halved with Great Ball, and then divide by 3 for Ultra Ball. Very handy. You don't want to use Master Ball, you want to save your Master Ball for very special things like shiny legendaries and all that. Anyways, you may want to save your game. I've loaded a save state earlier, so I don't have to worry about it. Let's go ahead, check it out. Alright, this is Regirock. It is the 3rd most defensive Pokemon in the series. As of Gen 6, that is. It's the only one that's more defensive than it is Shuckle and Steelix. However, Regirock does have more HP, so it is pretty much your best defensive wall. That is in physical defense, and it also has pretty decent physical offense as well. It's going to have Rock Throw, Lock On, Zap Cannon, and Superpower. In fact, the entire Golem trio will have Superpower. Anyways, we're gonna start off with Lee here. I'm gonna see... Actually, does Guardian have a move like Hypnosis? Yes, Guardian does, so I'll keep Guardian for later. For now, I'll just have Lee out. And, I think I'm gonna go with a Slash because it has a high critical hit. Of course, it's Rock type, so it's not gonna be very effective. Since I am much higher than it by 12 levels, it's probably best to use weak moves such as normal type moves. So let's try Covet, see how much that does. 9 not much more than Slash. So I think Slash probably is my most powerful attack. That is, unless I use Fury Swipes, actually. Yeah, Fury Swipes doesn't do much either. Okay, and Curse. Okay, I was completely wrong about its moveset. And yeah, attack and defense rose. Sacrificing its speed. Like I said, Curse is interesting. It works differently with Ghost type, but we already seen that. So I guess I'm just gonna have to keep on using Slash. And because it's got in a critical hit, it does even more damage. Ooh, superpower, most powerful attack. And it knocked out Lee. However, it's going to lower its attack and defense. Do not hit B, because since Regirock is considered a wild Pokemon, you can accidentally flee from it. So let's send out Guardian this time. And use Hypnosis. Okay. I think I'm gonna use Psychic and hope that it doesn't knock it out. Well, looks like I'm resetting. Okay, back again. I just got to yellow health. Now, since this yellow health, let's go ahead and switch to Guardian. Man, critical hit with Psychic, that sucks. And knowing that that's also super effective really sucks. So let's use Hypnosis. Now it's only going to be asleep for a few turns. So let's go ahead and switch to Pokeballs. And let's see, let's go ahead with a regular Pokeball. It'd be funny. And it already woke up, jeez. Oh, I know Hypnosis, sleep condition usually lasts only 2 turns. And yes, because I feel bad about how in Pokemon Red I didn't catch any legendary Pokemon, and in Pokemon Gold Crystal I immediately cheated. Admittedly, I like to cycle through. Let's use a Great Ball this time. Didn't even shake. You know what? I'll switch back to Lee. I'll use a Fury Swipe because then I'll just barely get into red. Okay, Fury Swipes. Alright, nice, hit 5 times. And let's use Fury Swipes again. Okay, hopefully that it doesn't get a critical hit, but apparently it does anyways. Okay, it's in red health, that's good. Lee's probably going down. Oh no, it didn't. Attack rose, defense rose, and speed rose. Special attack, special defense. All the stats rose, great. But because you're at low health, it put you to sleep. 60% accuracy, go! And you know what, let's use an Ultra Ball this time. Okay, and I accidentally hit my microphone. Trying to wave a mosquito. Come on, Ultra Ball, one more time. Oh god, I woke up. It's probably... This is gonna take out Guardian. Okay, lower his attack, defense. Okay, Guardian was the first to faint this time. You know what? Let's set out Aya. Man, I didn't actually expect this fight to be that huge. Again, I never used a C-Dot before. C-Dot, you're just gonna stay there because I'm gonna have to use a revive. Well, Gaia, at least you had a nice debut. Okay, I'm just gonna put it to sleep, and I'm probably gonna cut out a whole bunch of parts. Probably for each attempt, and I missed, really. Don't you dare take out Guardian again. Oh. Okay. Oh man, that would have been so cool to catch it in that premiere ball. One shake, and that premiere ball shook 3 times, really? Question, can you hypnotize something that doesn't have eyes? Like, isn't the whole point is to focus the mind on something, that way it narrows thoughts and allows more openness to the subconsciousness? So how would that even work? Well, I guess you can use... I guess you could use, like, maybe second energy and brainwaves and all that, but hey. Man, you just don't want to shake it all. Shake it, baby, shake it. Come on, shake for me, babe. I can't believe I'm saying babe to a pile of rocks. Okay, you shook once. Okay, you shook once again. Come on, I want to catch you in a premiere ball because that would be so cool. 1, 2, 3. I didn't even have to say please. Yes! First time catching a legendary! Legitimately, you know, let's play, aside from Ho-Oh and Mewtwo. And it was in a premiere ball. A Pokemon that is made entirely of rocks and boulders. If parts of a body chipped off in battle, Regirock repairs itself by adding new rocks. In Ruby and Sapphire, it actually says that it collects rocks from different parts of the world. I would love to make a joke by naming it after Reggie Fils-Aimé, but no, I won't. Alright, so that's Regirock caught in a premiere ball. That is amazing because that's pretty much the equivalent. No, that is actually more amazing than catching it in a Pokeball. Oh, wow. Alright, that's one legendary Pokemon to go, but as I said before, it's part of the legendary trio. More specifically, the Golem Trio. Where will this take us next? Well, I'll show you. Next time in Let's Play Pokemon Emerald, we're gonna take on one more legendary. I'll see you guys then.